here we have talking tiles from Talking Products next. You can buy these singly, which is item number L505, or you can buy them in a pack of 6, which is item number L508. Now these can be used in such a different array, so many different things these can actually be used for. It's quite amazing. So here with me today is Brian, who's the Managing Director of Talking Products, who's going to hopefully show me all the different ways these can actually be used. So welcome, Brian.
Thank you.
And here we have talking tiles. These look absolutely amazing. Let's start off with, how do you record on them?
Yep, it's nice and easy. All the recording's on the back. So you turn it on, put it into record mode, and you squeeze down and talk into the microphone. Okay. So you can record like this. You can record up to an 80-second message. Put it into play, put it down, and then press. So you can record like this. You can record up to an 80-second message. And they're re-recordable as well. So if you make a mistake, you can literally just record over the top and then replay.
That sounds great. And 80 seconds, that's a good period of time. You can certainly get a lot of information on there.
Yep, it can just be a single word or a sentence or something longer if you're recording music or some instructions or something like that. So yeah, up to 80 seconds.
Wow, how can we actually use this?
Yep, so I think the most popular application is recording some reminders, an audible reminder on how to do something. So example, you could have one next to a domestic appliance, for example, next to a washing machine or a dishwasher or a microwave. You could have a picture on the front, because you can actually add pictures and inserts underneath the clear cover like this. Okay. And then you could have it next to the appliance. Someone presses the button and then it will play back what they need to do, so like as an audible reminder. That's really clever.
So who are these really aimed for?
Yeah, it could be a range of people, maybe people with slight memory loss. If, for example, someone with mild dementia, where they might just forget to how to use something, or remembering to take their keys with them as they go out through the front door. So for example, this could be by the front door and they press it on their way out, and it just might remind them to make sure they've locked the back door, closed the windows, got their keys with them.
That's great. And thinking of that now, I'm now thinking, like you said, about instructions, because a lot of people, especially with dementia, can forget how to do certain sequences. Something like making a cup of tea, for instance.
Yes.
So you could simply put a guide step by step of how to make a cup of tea. So people who do forget them sequences, again, can continue to make cups of teas.
Yep. So the beauty, again, you can put an insert in depending on what the instruction is. You can make up the insert, you can put it under the cover, and then you can record whatever sequence you like, and you can replay it over and over.
That's brilliant. And what else can we do with these?
Okay, so it could be other examples. Maybe you wanted to put a picture of someone under the front there, and it could be like a comforting message for somebody in a care home. Maybe a familiar voice of a relative, telling them that they might want to leave a message to tell them when they're coming in to visit next, or something like that. Or a message from a carer, something like that. So it's to relieve anxiety. You could also add some music to it. So again, music's quite powerful. It could be a calming piece of music. So again, in a moment of anxiety, they could press the button and it would just be some soothing music.
So Brian, you mentioned activities. Let's try one.
Okay. So one of the simple activities that people do play is matching music. So what you could do with these is you could have music individually recorded onto the tins. Okay. And you can do that again just by using the microphone on the back. You can record from speakers of a stereo or a computer or something like that. Yeah. So they're pre-recorded, and then what you could do is, for example, print off pictures of various bands that they might recognise, things like the Beatles, Queen, maybe Elvis Presley or ABBA, something like that. Right. So the idea would be you would have the pictures laid out on the table, and then the person doing the activity, they would press one of the tiles. So that would play the music, and they could say, well, which one would that match to? Match onto the Beatles, and they play another one. Fantastic. Okay, and then match that on that one. So a really simple matching game.
Yeah, that's great. And so we've named quite a number of applications already. Use them as activities, nice calming reminders of a relative, maybe talking, music. I've noticed this one here as well, though. Help, emergency. Yeah. What have we got here?
Yeah, that's an application which we've been asked to do a couple of times. This could be, imagine someone who's trying to stay independent at home. They might have had a throat operation, or they can't speak very well. They could have an emergency message pre-recorded on the tile. So if something happens and they need some help, what they could do is pick up the telephone, dial the number, and then press this tile, and then that would play the pre-recorded message and tell the person on the other end of the phone what they need.
Wow, that's very important, especially for someone who maybe just had a stroke and can't speak properly, and any further complications, they can literally just dial 999 as soon as the operator answers. Name, address,
what the problem is. So yeah, something pre-recorded is going to be really useful.
Very, very good idea. Very clever. So we've mentioned loads of different applications. What other sort of features do they have?
So as I mentioned before, they're all re-recordable. So you can re-record over and over as many times as you want to. Think about attaching them to various places as well.
Yes.
They've got wall mounting holes, so you can put them onto a wall or to a cupboard. You could use Velcro as well to stick them up.
Yeah.
We have replaceable batteries, which is important. So obviously it uses 3 AAA batteries. You can use rechargeable batteries or normal alkaline batteries.
Yeah.
And we also have a good feature here. It's an audio in socket.
I see.
So for example, you can use the normal microphone to do the recording. So you could record into it using your voice, or you could record from speakers on a stereo. But this audio in socket allows you to connect to a phono lead on a stereo or a mobile phone. So you could directly record music into the tile rather than using the microphone. So if you wanted a little bit more better quality, that's the way to do it.
That's great. Okay, so these are great. Thank you very much, Brian. These are talking tiles from Talking Products. And again, like we say, you can buy them singly, which is item number L505, or you can buy them in a 6-pack, which is item number L508. Talking tiles, very, very clever, with such a variety of uses in so many different ways. A brilliant tool, absolutely fantastic, great idea. And remember, sometimes the simplest of ideas are the best ideas. Thank you.